Hello everyone, it is Karyna with Karyna Loves to Plan. Thank you for joining me in my little corner of the internet where I talk all things planners, fountain pens, and fountain pen inks. And today something has arrived that has been long awaited. This is a box from EndlessPens and it holds my winter sunrise, and I cannot wait to show it to you. I was so grateful for the reaction, I guess, to my first release of the winter sunrise, the Leonardo Momento Zero, and so many of you wanted to get another release and put yourself on the wait list. So I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who give me the opportunity to create such a great pen like this with EndlessPens and their Hatch program. And now I'm going to show you Winter Sunrise 2.0, which is a bit of a hint, is actually going to be in a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 model. But there's also something else that's being added to this release. So let's turn the camera around so I can show you what is in this box. So here we have the new box for the Winter Sunrise 2.0, and it has my beautiful Winter Sunrise artwork on here, which is going to look different from the first Winter Sunrise that was released back in January. So it's Winter Sunrise 2.0 with Leonardo Officina Italiana and Karyna Loves to Plan and Hatch as well. I love that they've basically taken my sticker design and put it onto the sleeve of this cardboard box. And then what you'll also get with the purchase of your Winter Sunrise pen is now a rickshaw sleeve. Like, how cool is it that my sticker design is now on a rickshaw sleeve? If you saw my San Francisco Pen Show vlog, you'll see that I actually got to visit Rickshaw's factory in San Francisco, and the owner Mark was able to show me what this would have looked like as, you know, as they print them out before they sew them together. And I thought it was so cool. And then I got to choose this beautiful pink fluffiness that goes inside. So every Winter Sunrise 2.0 will get a pen sleeve, and I believe I don't know the exact number, Endless haven't told me yet, but the first few orders will also receive my Winter Sunrise sticker collection. And here we go. Let's open that up. So you have this beautiful cardboard sleeve here, and then this cardboard box. And then when you open it up, you've got Leonardo Officina Italiana, the art and mechanics. So this is your international guarantee and basically how the piston works. And then we have the pen. Ta-da! All right, so, my gosh, I'm so excited for this. This is Winter Sunrise. And if you're not familiar with this, the inspiration for this was basically in winter, I get to spot or see the beautiful sunrise and the sparkle of the snow when I take Lucy on walks. And I wanted to capture that in a pen. So the pinks and like the reds and the browns, but also the sparkle in the snow. And I worked with Stormwinds Blanks to come up with the colors that go into this. And this is just fantastic. Like, look at the sparkles in that, and beautiful. And then you also have actually your choice of trim, which is either rose gold or gold. And then, like I said, this is the Momento Zero Grande 2.0 model. So this comes with a steel nib. And the reason that I chose the steel nib was because the Momento Zero Grande model is already at a higher price point. The steel nib keeps it to a slightly lower price point. And, you know, for the next release, we could certainly consider the 14K nibs, but it does put it at a higher price point. And the Momento Zero Grande 2.0, if you're not familiar, is a piston fill. So this is different from the Momento Zero, which is a cartridge converter. But I love how the ink window looks here with the rose gold trim. And then again, if you're not familiar, you got the piston filling mechanism here. Love that. And I love that you can kind of see it as well through the resin. Really, really cool. I want to take out my Momento Zero in the first iteration of the Winter Sunrise, and you can see the differences in the body, but also the differences in the resin itself. You could see here the difference in size, but also the difference in how each of the resins can look, or how resins like this can look different from pen to pen. And I chose both of these to have the rose gold trim because I do love myself some rose gold. But I love how each pen has its similarities but differences as well. I do love the gold bands around the cap there, but then the rose gold bands around the or around the piston here, or sorry, the blind cap here and the piston here. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful pen. And I think that the resin that Stormwinds Blank helped create, the Momento Zero and the Momento Zero Grande 2.0, are basically the perfect canvases for them. So on the cap here, you'll see Leonardo, Italy, and we didn't number these actually, similar to the way we had numbered the Momento Zero. But when I first did this project with EndlessPens and Hatch, I didn't want this to be a limited edition. I wanted this to be something where if there was still a demand for this, that we could, work together to create more. And I didn't want this to be one that was just a one-off and not available after that. I wanted it to be something that could be produced if there was a demand for it. And from the last release, there were people who wanted this in the Momento Zero Grande model. So that's what we explored this time around. And aren't they just beautiful? Oh, I love them. I love the way that the pink sparkles in them, and it's just, they're the same but different. Do you know what I mean? I love them. Love them. So let's compare. If you're not familiar with the Momento Zero Grande 2.0 size, I'll compare this with other pens in my collection. So here is the Winter Sunrise Momento Zero Grande 2.0, and then in the Momento Zero size, and then I'll compare it to my TWSBI Eco, my Pelikan M800, and my Esterbrook SD. You can see the differences in size here. The Momento Zero Grande 2.0 is definitely a larger pen and probably the largest. I think it is the largest in this list here. But in terms of length, the SD is actually pretty close, if not slightly longer than the Momento Zero Grande, but the Grande is definitely wider and the widest out of all of the pens here. So let's look at them uncapped. And there are all the pens uncapped, and you can definitely see the difference in size between the Grande versus the regular Momento Zero. Now, this pen, so the Grande 2.0, the Momento Zero, and the Esterbrook SD all have Jowo number 6 steel nibs. And then the Pelikan M800, I think, has a number 6 size nib, but this one is a 14K, I believe it is. Oh no, sorry, this is 18K. Why am I not remembering that correctly? And then the TWSBI Eco is the smallest in terms of nib size, but in terms of length, if we compare them all nib to nib, the TWSBI Eco is just like inching out or edging out slightly longer than the Grande 2.0, but you can see the difference in grip section here. The Grande 2.0 is definitely larger, and the nib size is the same. These both actually have extra fine nibs, and they both have the plastic feeds. Now, a Momento Zero Grande 2.0 that I have that is different from this is, let's put that down, is the Angel Skin. Now, this has a 14K fine nib, and this has an ebonite feed. So it's going to be different than the feed that's on the Winter Sunrise. And it is definitely a larger nib than what's on this Winter Sunrise here. I'm tempted, actually. I'm wondering if, and this is just me thinking out loud here, I'm wondering if this would fit, because the nibs, I've heard that in like the newer Momento Zero Grande 2.0 models are interchangeable, but these look like they're completely different sizes, so I don't know. If you know, down in the comments, please let me know. If you know, let me know. But that's just one of the differences if you have a gold nib with your Leonardo. But I just want to take a look at the detailing on that nib. It's stunning. I really love the nib work that they do and just how much effort goes into that. And just looking at the different sizes of pens, I remember when I first purchased the angel skin, it felt a little bit too big for me. But now that I've gotten used to it and I've gotten used to this size, this actually feels really, really comfortable in the hand where I place my fingers. The threads aren't very sharp at all, so it's very, very comfortable. And then the step from the body to the grip is actually not sharp at all. So if you are placing your fingers there, it's not too bad, but where I'm placing my fingers is actually very, very comfortable. So let's go ahead and weigh this pen and see how it compares to the Momento Zero size. So I'm just going to first weigh the Momento Zero. It is 27 grams capped, and then uncapped, it is 20 grams, making the cap 8 grams. So about 28 grams for the Momento Zero size. But then for the Momento Zero Grande 2.0, 28 grams. Oh. And the nib, the cap itself is 9, but that's 18, 19. So 28 grams. Interesting. So yeah, there's like they're almost the same weight. Really interesting that they're almost the same weight, but the different sizes. Let me know if your Momento Zero Grande and the regular Momento Zero, if they weigh the same. Yeah, that's really interesting to me. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to ink this up yet, because do I want to ink this up for December? Maybe I do. Yes, I do. I think so. I think I'm going to ink it up. Yeah. Okay, so I decided I'm going to ink this up because why not? And I'm going through my pinks. Ooh, you know, Ume Murasaki would actually look really good in that. But I'm thinking, no, not Le Bon Aphrodite. I feel like there's almost like a burgundy that could go really well in this too. Yeah, Cashmere Rose, if I still had that, would have been really good. Or Rose Gold Antica. I love being able to look through my ink collection like this. Not last spring break. Kitty Ink Pot. A Certain Yam was what I was thinking, but that's in the browns, I think. Let's see. A Certain Yam is very brown. That is in here. So maybe not that color. Or let's see if there's like a burgundy. Oh, you know what? If I still had Birmingham pen coatings, I probably would have used that. Bah Humbug would be really cool. Or even, I feel like Bah Humbug would be cool, because I feel like I need a Christmassy ink. Yeah, Bah Humbug. Yes, I will put a shimmer ink in this. Bah Humbug? Unexpected, but I think that might work. Because I only have a little bit of my Bah Humbug left, I'm going to use my ink miser to fill my pen. Now, I know I'm shaking it and getting bubbles, and I apologize, but I wanted to get all the shimmer out from here, and it looks like it definitely needs to be used. Just want to double check that it's not got any mold in it. I think it looks okay. Yeah. All right. So from here, making sure I'm grabbing the right pen, we've got our Momento Zero Grande 2.0 and putting the nib right all the way in there. And we'll see if we can get all of the ink into the pen. Okay, a little bit more. And a little bit more. This is what I like about the ink miser, is that you can really get into, I just want to make sure that I get all of that. Perfect. All right. All right, so let's do the writing sample. I am in my Hobonichi A5 notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. This pen profile stamp, which I did a horrible job of stamping down, is from Everyday Explorers Co., and this is their new Pen Day collection. Now, what I use to stamp actually is this Versa Magic chalk ink. It dries quickly, but also doesn't bleed through the paper, which is very, very important to me. So we've got my Winter Sunrise 2.0. So the brand is Leonardo. Oh, the model is the MZG 2.0. The nib is an extra fine and it is smooth, and the color is Winter Sunrise, and it is inked with Diamine Bah humbug. Oh, that nib. Beautiful. I feel like I may be biased, but I love this pen and I'm grateful to have Winter Sunrise in an MZG. I say it should have been a Momento Zero and a Momento Zero Grande 2.0. The extra fine nib is smooth and juicy and it seems to handle the shimmer well. Now, this steel nib is different to the 14K nib on the angel skin, but it's not a bad difference. It's the difference that you'd normally see between a steel nib and a gold nib. But overall, I absolutely love it. So here we go, the Winter Sunrise 2.0 in a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 model. So again, the difference between this and the first iteration of this is that this is now in the Momento Zero Grande 2.0 model, which is a larger pen, but also a piston filler, versus the smaller Momento Zero, which is a cartridge converter. And what is different about this release is you also get my rickshaw sleeve here with my Winter Sunrise artwork on there along with my logo, but also the pink fluffiness inside, just so, so pretty. So thank you so much to Endless for letting me do another release of Winter Sunrise 2.0. I'm so grateful for everyone who supported me and my channel, but also the release of this pen. This was definitely something that was on my bucket list of things to have a pen out there with something that I helped to create. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity. So this pen is due to come out on December 5th. And the pen and the sleeve together are going to be priced at $370 US. And you can also use my affiliate code Karyna10. That is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe. Thanks again for watching and have yourselves a great day.